This question provides a great example of why you need to actually read and follow the instructions in the question, right? So it's telling us to look at the use of numbers, but specifically it's talking about the whole paragraph. So we should really read the whole paragraph. The trouble is people kind of cut a corner here. If we just look at the beginning, we'd see the 7 million lives, millions of cripples, hundreds of towns, widowed millions of wives. We also get to the 300,000 lives of the civilian population. So everything is terrible. Yeah, millions of women here. So everything is terrible. Lots of people are in, dire straits over all this war that's been going on. So why would they mention all this? Well, if we keep going, it says explicitly, the confidence of men in government has been shaken. That they will never be restored until governments devise some way to end war. The League of Nations is that way. So what choice kind of matches with this, right? He's summarizing his point at the end of the paragraph. This is why it's so important to get to the end. Is it to quantify public support for the League? No, they mention millions of people, but they're people who died. They're not people who are voting or supporting a league. There's no public poll here that they're talking about. So quantify is really tempting. It's a very trappy word here, but there's nothing about who supports the league or not. Those kinds of numbers are not ever talked about. B, predict the potential cost of a second world war. Well, no, this isn't about the future. This is about the past. So that's just not talked about. There's no prediction here. And C, explain why some people have lost faith in government. Well, that sounds a lot like the thing I highlighted here, right? Faith in government sounds a lot like confidence. Government has, their faith has been shaken. So that seems to match. But as always, we should check all the choices. Let's look at D. And we see provide historical context to demonstrate how the League was founded. That's also kind of tempting. But it's providing maybe some historical context about the war. But that word how is doing a lot of work here. It's a very strong word, even though it's a very little word. Do they say how the League was founded? No, they're saying that we should support the League because of all these reasons. But this isn't describing the mechanisms or the votes or the bills or whatever it took to make the League of Nations. It's not getting into the how. So that one word is enough to make that choice wrong. But even still, I think C is a better match, and most people would probably pick C over D anyway. So if they tell you to read something, read it. Maybe even read a little extra of one sentence on either side. Here they want us to read the paragraph. Don't stop short. Get to the end of the paragraph, and you'll get the answer.